It looks like Ben Johnson is getting right to work here, folks. All right, we got to talk about this, people. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears and here to talk about Ben Johnson already starting to assemble his coaching staff here in Chicago. Adam Schefter tweeted about this a couple hours ago, talking about that Ben Johnson has been busy assembling a star-studded coaching staff. The leading candidate to become his defensive coordinator in Chicago is former Saints head coach Dennis Allen, per league sources. And then he also tweeted, Bears are also heavily pursuing former Saints interim head coach Darren Rizzi as their top special teams coach. Per sources, he has interest from over a half a dozen teams, but if Rizzi doesn't land a head coaching job, Chicago is his potential landing spot. Wow. Talk about getting right to work here. Dennis Allen as the DC, I mean, that would be a very, very solid hire. I know Dennis Allen wasn't a great head coach, but like I told you guys before, some guys are great as just coordinators. Matty Eberflus was not a great head coach, but he was a solid coordinator. Dennis Allen, same thing here, not cut out to be the head coach, but I think as DC, he would be very solid here in Chicago. I think that would be a great hire. I know folks have talked about like Robert Saleh and whatnot, but I feel like he has his eyes set on a head coaching gig, and there's obviously jobs out there, right, with the Cowboys, with the Raiders, with the Jags. So I'm sure he is looking at those. So I would have loved to get maybe a Robert Saleh, but we also got to be realistic here. So yeah, man, Dennis Allen would be great. I mean, special teams coordinator as well for what Ben Johnson's looking at here with Darren Rizzi. And then what about the offensive line coach from the Detroit Lions potentially coming in to be the new OC with the Bears? And I'm talking about Hank Fraley. All right, this is also something to keep your eyes on, because to me, the first thing Ben Johnson needs to do when he gets to Chicago is go and find Chris Morgan and fire him. All right, the Bears should be now former offensive line coach Chris Morgan, who somehow survived multiple coaching hires and was never canned. He needs to get canned immediately. That's what Ben Johnson should do, if he also doesn't know it right now, or already doesn't know right now. And hire Hank Fraley, bring him over from Detroit, man. I know we're not going to have the same offensive line here, but we need a better offensive line coach. Obviously, we need an offensive coordinator now. So to me, that's another thing to keep an eye on here, who he fills in for the OC gig. Now, obviously, he's going to be the one calling the plays, Ben Johnson is. But again, it's important here. And so to me, I love this. I love that Ben Johnson's getting right to work here. He's not playing around. Like, it's go time, folks. The Bears hired a super serious candidate here. He is about to turn this thing around. I'm feeling completely the opposite that I felt when we hired Matt Eberflus. I never liked that hire from the beginning. I've been clamoring for Ben Johnson. So I can't wait for this, and I can't wait for the staff that he assembles here. Again, Dennis Allen hasn't been confirmed yet, but he is the leading candidate to be the DC here. I expect that deal to most likely be done here, and then we'll hear about, obviously, the special teams coordinator and then the offensive coordinator as well as the offensive line coach. So stay tuned, folks. I'm going to keep you guys updated on all that. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts as always. Thanks for watching.